Good evening and welcome to Close Up. This week we travel to Naloto village in Verata Tailevu as the villagers here witness the homecoming of one of its own son, the President of the Republic of Nauru, His Excellency Baron Divavesi Wanga. It's an exciting time and equally emotional as well. It was all quiet on this serene shore until this morning when this small Itauke village community on the coastline of Tailevu awaits the arrival of a visitor that has made the name of this clan known outside of Fiji. The Yavusa Rokotakala here in Naloto village Verata have anticipated this very moment some times back, eager to meet the direct descendant of one of their own who had left these very shores on national duty, providing him with a destiny unbelievably shaped by fate. Now more than 70 years on, one of his direct descendants is retracing his roots back to where it all started from, only this time around in a capacity the whole Rokotakala clan would be proud to be associated with, accompanied of course by an entourage that speaks volume of the highest office he serves in the Pacific Island state he now hails from, as Baron Divavesi Wanga, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Nauru, a third-generation Itauke, through his patrilineal lineage, steps foot once again on the soils of Naloto. After the traditional welcoming ceremony of Ingalongolovi comes a much anticipated time to his close relatives than the Queen Raunikau family. Emotions flowed as times and memories long lost were reminisced. After the initial traditional family welcoming comes the formal welcoming gesture of that first official bowl of kava from his own kinsman. And then the long-awaited meet between the visitors and the family members here in the village, establishing a family link that has survived the last 60-odd years, having gone through a world war and the inevitable geographical isolation factor no Pacific Islander is foreign to. An obstacle that the Queen Raunikau family have lived through all these years and finally propelled to the limelight when the name Wanga finally etched its name in the annals of history. The kitchen was busy as always, with the ladies and kitchen hands providing some much needed refreshments, and the boys at the Lovo pit did not put their hands down as they showcased their skills with their traditional delicacies. A feat the whole clan of Rokotakala rejoiced in, as witnessed today when the whole village of Naloto gathered at the village hall to celebrate Baron Divavesi Wanga's arrival as the President of the Republic of Nauru.
Despite the short time, I feel very honored. I feel very humbled by the effort you put in to welcome me, my wife, my grandchildren, my brothers, and my delegation from Nauru, who most of them are my cousins. You know, it wasn't planned that I'd visit the village. I've been here a couple of times before, but many years ago.
It all started off with a small prayer seeking blessings for the reunion. Then comes the traditional Itauke welcoming protocols.
So I thank you all for the welcome, for the hospitality, and not only that, for accepting us, my delegation, the people from Nauru. We have a long history Um, I'm always happy to visit the village. Although I'm always busy now, I come in a slightly different capacity. Maybe that is my destiny, that I have to come through from our humble village here, right to Nauru, and now the President of Nauru.
His Excellency, the President and the First Lady soaking in the highly emotionally homecoming atmosphere.
I will continue to hold you, my relatives, my family here, and I will continue to teach my kids, my grandchildren, about you. And you will see more of my grandchildren start coming. I only brought 2 this time, 2 girls, but I have more. I'm trying to create and make a full team of rugby, a rugby team, so they can come and represent Tailevu.
Well, it has always been strong. You know, of course, the strength will keep on growing. You know, and of that relationship and that understanding of each other and appreciation of each other and respect. I've always, you know, wanted to keep my family close to me and my relatives back home. But Fiji and Nauru will always be close friends, as always the case from before. And, you know, even now it's even stronger because I myself feel closer to the Fijian people as well. Yes.
And I understand that you married a Fijian.
I did marry a Fijian who comes from Sabah, and I'm happy. We've been happily married for now well over 30 or so years, and we kept the connection quite intact with that.
The villagers did not fail to impress their high-profile visitor, preparing a spread fit for a king to enjoy his company amongst them.
I feel that I need to say a few words. I came into the village this morning and I saw that some faces I can no longer see. They're no more here with us. And it saddens my heart because time goes on. And the people I recognize, people that I hold dear to me, have since passed on. And no doubt when I next come, faces will keep changing. But I hope that these young people that are growing up will know that they have a cousin, they have a relative in Nauru. And also that we, as I said earlier, we will not forget that this place is where we come from. I'm very proud of it as well.
It was obvious everyone had gathered to witness the occasion. For some, it was also a time for reflection, savoring the moment, knowing this meet will go down in the historical annals of the clan.
We came simple, not much we brought with us. very small. But the main thing is the thought and just to present ourselves to you. I fly out again this evening, and I hope that you will continue to remember us and in your prayers, my small country where I now I devote my life to, but nonetheless I have the blood from this village run through my veins. I think with those few words, I thank you once again. I thank you once again for everything that you've done for my family, those who have gone, and truly, I miss them when I come and I see they're no longer with us. As I walk down the path into the village, I turn to my right. I'm supposed to see and recognize something there, but it too is no longer there. There's supposed to be a tree, a very old tree, the Tavola tree. We need to investigate who cut down that tree. And that's only a joke, but it saddens me. But as I said earlier, time goes on, things change, and now I see this hole over here. So there's development going on. I'd like to thank also those people who are laying the pipe from very, very far, and hopefully they can reach this place to provide the water and whatever that is needed for the villagers. But nonetheless, please feel free. You know you have family in Nauru. So anything that we can do, we are happy to assist.
His Excellency, the President, the elderly chiefs of the Evusa Rokotakala and the First Lady watch with anticipation as a traditional Langona ceremony has been prepared. With His Excellency being presented the first bowl that carries with it the blessings of the Vanua, a link he has cherished all his life.
Well, I think I have to start way back. That's even before I was born. So it was around about in the 1930s when my grandfather then went to Nauru and to work. He was the first Fijian to be in Nauru. And he got married to a local, and then he had some kids. One, my father, and then there's a couple of us, about, one sister, and then four boys or something. And yes, and we were the only Fijians back then. And as you can see from my surname, we retained the surname Wanga. And I was given the name also, I think his namesake was given to me, Ndivavesi. So, separated by war. My grandfather had to come back because World War II was started in Europe back then, and so that's how the separation happened. And and it's a separation that went on, but already we are attached already to the people here, so we knew who our families are, who members of our family, our relatives, and the village where we come from. So we knew all that. So we didn't have to research or anything. So, and these our relatives here are fully aware as well that they have relatives in Nauru.
And then it was time to enjoy the food, prepared by the villagers, signifying how happy they are at the arrival of one of their sons that has made a name for himself as the president of a Pacific island state.
We knew where we came from. It's not that we've lost contact of where we are and who we are. So we're very pleased that our family here, kept us close, and we've been coming every so often to the village. Yes. So that's how it all began. The connection between my family in Nauru and Naloto. So for myself, I'm very honored to come back here. Well, I only have a couple of hours left after the meeting in Nandi to try and squeeze the visit in. I wanted to see my relatives again. I wanted to, sit down and have a chat with them, and as well as to present my two grandchildren, just the two girls this time, and I'll be bringing my others later. But when you meet with families again, emotions will take over. It's one of those things that show that you're close, you have feelings, you respect each other. And I myself was highly emotional. My family that I brought and my delegation also could see the attachment and how close we are as a family. That's right. People will feel emotionally charged, and just to see me come after a long while, So yes, but it's good. It's good to see that they still keep us close in their hearts.
The Rokotakala clan today has come to a standstill. From these shores left Baron Divavesi Wanga's grandfather to Nauru for national duties. Little did he know that more than 60 years later, one of his direct descendants will return wearing the shoes of the President of the Republic of Nauru.
He's a very genuine worker. He works very hard. He's, like all Fijians, he's a very strong Christian. And he doesn't drink or smoke. He's a true Christian. His work he's a tireless worker too. He's just come out of hospital because he had some heart problems, and he was told to slow down with work and all that. He'll stay at the office and then go home very late every day. So his doctors have told him after his operation in Taiwan, his doctors have told him to slow down a bit, and that's what he's doing. His wife is always reminding him to, pack up and come home. There's always tomorrow. So yes. He's very happy. He's, I think, he's very happy to see faces that he knows in this village. And he was telling us about his relation, how they're related. That lady is related to him, that person is related to him, and bit of history. And so it was very exciting when he was telling us that. So we to know that, how close they are. So it's been very good. First time for me to accompany him to this village, and it's been a very good trip.
Then it's time to leave for state duties. Farewell now by relatives as they filled sides of the village walkway to take a last glimpse of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Nauru. Amongst them flow the common thought that fate will once again determine their destiny.
We thought we'd keep a few hours because he needs to see his family. He hasn't seen his family for a long time. I think for him it's a sentimental time because he has lost a few relatives. He has lost a lot of loved ones that he has known all his life, or most of his life. But in regards to for us, I think it's also a sentimental journey because seeing him, in kind of, all mixed emotions, with all mixed emotions, I think we all felt the same for him. I knew Baron, well, the HE now, when he was small. We grew up together, not so much grew up together, I kind of brought him up in a way that I know his parents very well. And he's always been a good boy. I think what being the president is the best thing that Nauru has ever had. And I think we're quite proud that knowing him and having him as a relative and him being the president, makes us feel very proud. And he's also from the same district that we come, and that's the color red. I think his government has served the country well in the sense that he is for the people, and I think that is what Nauru needs, and that is what Nauru wants. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm very happy that he is the president of Nauru and he has ties here because that makes him a better person.
Waving out his goodbyes to his loved ones here in Naloto and for those within the Queen Rauniko family, it was a hard scene to bear. But as the saying goes, when there is time to meet, there will always be time to part. And if good old Providence provides, they will certainly cross paths again. Well, that's close up for this week. Once again, from Naloto village in Verata Televu, we hope you've enjoyed the show. Until your next close up, good evening.